Happy Easter Sunday, everyone. From me to you. I hope today you had some time to check in with the family and have some quality time with those you love and all that good stuff and, whatever religious stuff you do. But I hope you had a very good day. But even Easter Sunday is not an excuse to skip Gun of the Week. So here we are. We're back with another edition. And today I'm going to do two guns because they're the same gun. Kind of. So first is a Glock 19 build. So empty mag, empty chamber, it's clear and safe. So let's get into it. We'll got a little bit to talk about. I have another, it's brother or sister gun here as well, so we'll talk about that. But this is a, technically, I guess, if you look at the number, see if I can get it to focus, but it's a Glock 45 slide, Gen 5. So the Glock 45 slide is the same as the Glock 19, the 19X. It is the compact or mid-size length slide. I have the an actual Glock 19 grip. So this is a normal compact grip. It's not a 19X or the Glock 45, which traditionally has a full-length grip to fit the 17-round magazines. These are the 15-round magazines that are come with the Glock 19s. So that's what this is. It's not a what you've seen in the past. I do love the 45 or the 19X or the 17 frames. I love having the full grip and the extra amount of ammunition, but I decided to keep at least two of them traditional 19s just in case I do want to conceal them one day. I do throw them in the rotation every now and again. It all depends. But anyway, we'll go through this build. Radian Ramjet and Afterburner. So I got the barrel, and the compensator. Again, you've probably seen these on a whole bunch of my guns, and you're probably going to continue to see them because I do love them. As far as a compact gun goes, having a true compensator or the Radian Ramjet compensator really does make a difference in shootability. It just makes the gun shoot so much more flat than without it. It's not that it can't be shot accurately without it, but when you got something that works, why not use it? So with almost all of my Glocks, almost all of them have a Ramjet. I think maybe one or two of them don't, but they should. So the only thing, again, consideration or thought with the Ramjet is sometimes ammunition and also sometimes holster. So depending on your ammunition, your holster, sometimes you can need specific holsters and specific ammunition to run this reliably. But with the Ramjet, I haven't really found that to be an issue. I do use the stock Glock recoil spring. I don't use the one that comes with the Radian. So with that being said, just keep that in mind. Going back on top, Holoson. This is the this is the Holoson 407C. 407 is just a straight up 2 MOA red dot. It's dim, but it's there. Doesn't have any of the fancy stuff. It does have a solar panel on the top, so in bright sunlight it will illuminate even without battery power. So I do like that feature. Again, it's just a fail-safe, it's a backup, but it doesn't have any other fancy reticles. You can't change it, it's just a dot, and I like the simplicity of that. I do need to change it, but I have not yet. This has the stock metal Glock sights. You can almost see them or co-witness them. It's super close, but again, with the technology and red dots, backup sights aren't 100% necessary, but I mean, they're 99% necessary. I think, again, for a combat gun or for a carry gun, having built-in redundancy is definitely worth it to me. Love the t-shirt. Yes, thank you. Winnie the Pooh. You like that? I was feeling festive for the holiday today. So, but yeah, continuing on. This is a Nomad defense frame. You've seen that on a couple other of my Glocks. I love these frames. This is a gray, and I just think they look fantastic. They have the ledges on this side for a little bit of downward pressure if that's something you're into. If you like to use the ledges for that thumb or for the index finger as an index point, definitely a good thing to do. But just the contouring of it, the aluminum backstrap with the built-in magazine well just makes these so freaking awesome, and they're well priced. So if you haven't checked out Nomad Defense, if you want to spice up your Glock grip and make it far better than a stock Glock grip, I would definitely hit up Nomad Defense. Those guys are really, really cool over there. They make a great product. To my knowledge and from my experience, they're solid. You can shoot the crap out of them just like a regular Glock, and they do not fail. They do not cause issues or malfunctions, in my experience, again. So they're a solid thing. They use all the internals from the stock Glock, so you can literally take your stock Glock frame and throw it all into this frame and just go to work. So good on them. TLR 7X. So the new TLR from Streamlight, it's the 7. So they have the TLR 7 Sub and the TLR 7 Alpha, and they have a couple different models, but this is the X model. I believe it's 500 lumens. Don't quote me. I'm pretty sure it's 500 lumens, but it does have the push forward to activate. Let me see if I have it on. No, I don't have it on. I keep mine off. It's a simple twist of the front here. You can put it in an off position or an on position, so I keep it off when it's in the safe just so it doesn't drain the battery. Again, personal thing. It even has an indicator on the side there. You'll see the little circles for when it's contact and no contact. So that's cool. I keep it off, again, when it's in the safe so I don't drain the battery. I do have a Glock performance trigger. The Glock performance trigger has kind of just taken over all of my Glocks as one of my favorite triggers. The trigger shoe is a lot beefier than the original stock trigger shoes, but it is more flat. The safety operates the same, or the safety switch on the trigger shoe operates the same, but the press and the reset is amazing on these bad boys. Again, empty and safe. Nice, just about 3.5 to 4 pounds. Yes, I do have a ghost connector in here, so it is 3.5 to 4 pounds, and then very, very strong tactile reset and a nice clean break. Doesn't have that traditional Glock wall that you get with it. So the performance triggers are definitely replaced as the Timney triggers as one of my favorite triggers in a Glock. And it keeps all the safety mechanisms in place. It does, you don't have to sacrifice safety for a good trigger, so that's important too, right? And then other than that, this is just a stock Glock 19 magazine, but it has Infinite Irons, my boy Joey, making these amazing, beautiful, badass magazine extensions in +5. They are beautiful, they look beautiful, they work, they're reliable, so I definitely love that. Alright, so that's one Glock 19. This is another Glock 19. Who can spot the difference? Where's my Glock masters out there? I know you know the difference between these two, right? So, biggest difference, Gen 4. This is a Gen 5 build. This is a Gen 4. It is stock for the most part, at least on the outside, right? So this was a stock Glock slide that, again, my buddy Joey over at Infinite Irons, he cut up and chopped up for me and made it look super cool. Some lightning cuts in there so you can see that Radian, Ramjet, and Afterburner. You can even see, again, I had it Cerakoted gray. You can almost see where it used to be a stock Glock symbol there. But other than that, you'd never know it was a stock Glock slide. So pretty cool. The frame is stock. I stippled it myself. I used to dabble in doing more of the frame modifications, but then I found I found Nomad Defense. So why do I gotta chop and cut up my Glock frames when I can just buy an amazing frame from a factory and not have to mess with anything? Because stippling's fun, but if you don't know what you're doing, you could burn through your gun. You could, you know, cut your trigger guard off. you can cause some issues. So I have had lots of trial and error. So anyway, same thing as the other one, Radian Ramjet for the Gen 4. For the record, just so you guys understand, for these Radians, right, the barrel's the same. The difference between the Gen 3s, 4, and 5 is how the compensator is cut, right? So you can see the contouring and the cut up here at the front is kind of flat with that little horseshoe cutout right there, or half moon cutout. If you look at the Gen 5, it's cut completely different. Because on the Gen 5, the bevel on the front of the gun here isn't square. On the Gen 4s, it's more square. On the Gen 5s, there's that bevel. So hopefully you can see the difference. I don't even know if I'm holding it right. There you go. The only other difference between these two, again, other than being a different generation, is the trigger in this bad boy is a Zev Fulcrum trigger, I believe it's called. It's been a long time, so please forgive me if I get that wrong, but more of a traditional Glock trigger. Does break very, very nicely. Again, I have a ghost connector in here as well. But for the most part, everything else is actually, you know what? It's not stock. This one has a full Zev slide kit in it. So, but other than that, it's pretty much stock. The striker's spring is stock, all that good stuff. This has a mag pull, magwell on it. I can't remember what it's called, but it is from Magpul. It's very nice and sleek and slim, and it's light and it's polymer, so it makes it nice and easy to carry. This was my main carry gun for a very, very long time, so I did carry this gun every single day. And then I started getting new, cool, and improved guns, and I was like, you know what? Let's chop this up, make it even cooler. So, but what it rides in is my Tier 1 concealment. Tier 1 concealed. I love these guys. I love these holsters. It's the, I just want to get it right, it's a weird name. It's the Xiphos Elite. The Xiphos Elite holster. Fits the TLR7 sub, or TLR7X, and it fits in there beautifully. It is not coming out unless I want it to. So, really, really cool holster. And all I do is I take the light off of this one, I put it on this one, and it also fits right in there. Obviously, it needs the light to retain properly, but this fits in it as well. So I just swap the light back and forth because these lights are not cheap. But yeah, so that's the guns of the week. I hope you all enjoyed. You guys have a very blessed day, and I'll see you next week for Gun of the Week. Take care.